space, gentle yoga, and some guided meditation towards the end of class. And just make sure that you have two blocks. You have a strap and a blanket or a towel or whatever you're using. Right, so we're going to go ahead and start in child's pose today, giving ourselves the opportunity to just come down, let the big toes touch, knees open nice and wide, and relax the forehead to the mat if you can, or you can support it with a block. So give yourself a few deep breaths here, settling in, feeling that extension in the spine, and bringing all of your focus and your attention to your breath. Allowing the inhales to be nice and deep and your exhales to be complete, emptying all the air out of the body. And I thought for today's class, it would be really nice to focus on this feeling of gratitude. So whatever that means for you as you move through your practice today, staying connected to that feeling of gratitude for the body, the mind, or even your ability to feel those aches and pains, to feel the space and expansion in the body as you stretch and breathe. And giving yourself a moment to tune in, to observe any thoughts, any feeling, any sensation. Just see where you are this morning, or this afternoon or evening, whenever you're practicing. And give yourself a chance to drop into that. No judgment. Simply observe and witness how you really are today. And if you'd like to set your own intention for your practice today, just start to call that into the heart and into the mind. Giving that intention a few deep breaths once you have it nice and clear. Beautiful, settling, allowing the energy in the body to become still. One more breath here. And you'll slowly walk those arms over to the left, allowing the chest to melt down, feeling that stretch in the right side body. Breathing space into the ribs. And coming as far over to the left as you need to get that stretch. One more breath here. And then slowly walking the arms back to center and then over to the right, melting the chest down. And breathing into the left side body, creating space in the ribs. Finding gratitude for that space and that expansion, that ability to stretch and extend. You'll slowly bring those arms back to center, come onto the forearms for a moment, and drop the head. Allow the neck to release, shake the head yes and no, nice and slow. Maybe draw some circles with the head. And then eventually pressing yourself up and coming into a tabletop. So have those hands right below your shoulders and your knees right below your hips. Go ahead and exhale, round the back, bring that chin to the chest. Spread those shoulder blades, press into the palms. And inhale, drop the belly, relax the stomach muscles. Maybe look up. Exhale and round the back. Inhale, drop the belly. Move a few more times, exhale and round. Inhale. Beautiful, one more. Rounding that back and then inhale, dropping the belly, looking up. Beautiful, coming back for a moment, coming on into a kneeling position if this feels okay for you. You can also sit on some blocks if you need to. And we're just gonna go ahead and make a basket behind us, opening up through the chest, maybe squeezing the shoulder blades in, looking up, dropping the head back. So breathe some space into that heart, into the chest, the ribs, the lungs. Observe how this feels for you today. Beautiful, lifting that head and just begin to slowly circle left to right, stretching the sides of the neck. I like to do half circles where my chin rocks down towards my chest, and then I circle over to the left, back to the right. So just releasing any tension on the sides of my neck. You can also do full circles, whatever feels good for your neck. Give yourself 2 more breaths, keeping that chest open. Beautiful. Eventually, you're going to release those arms. Go ahead and swing them out. Start to circle. Keeping your chest squared off, just circle through those arms. Get into the shoulders. Just waking things up. 3 or 4 circles in one direction. And then come back the other way, allowing that opposite arm to drop heavy towards the mat. Good. Right arm down, left arm reaches up. Big circles. Just observing the difference from side to side. Nice, 3 or 4 circles in this direction and then switch and bring it back. Really opening up. Nice. Go ahead and inhale this right arm all the way up. Extend the fingertips up to the ceiling. Have your left fingertips on the mat. Really extend all the way up, reach up and out of that right hip, and then arch over to the left. Breathing into that right side body, maybe looking up to the ceiling. And if you want more space here, not that you do, but you can circle through this arm. Beautiful. Eventually, you're going to come back up to center. Relax this right arm down. Left arm will reach up. Extend those fingertips up to the ceiling. Lift up and out of that left hip. And then arch over to the right. Breathe. Feel that space in the side body. Maybe circle through if you did on the other side. All this expansion, shoulder and chest. Beautiful. Coming back to center. Give yourself a moment to close it all down. Let your belly come to your thighs. And relax the arms by your sides. Allowing the shoulder blades to just spread apart. Everything in that back body relaxes. Taking a few deep breaths, letting the belly expand on the thighs as you breathe in. And exhale completely. Awesome. When you're ready, you're going to very slowly come up. We're going to grab those blocks, take one on either side of the mat. Going to get into the hips a little bit, hopefully strengthen around that knee as well. Go ahead and step this left foot forward. Come into a nice deep lunge. So you want this left knee to bend pretty deep. Just don't let the knee pass the toes. Keeping this right leg extended back. Top of that foot is down. So you're going to have those blocks right under your shoulders once you settle in. Make sure those blocks are directly under your shoulders. And just kind of surrender to gravity. Allow this right hip flexor to release. Let this left glute release a bit. Breathe. Stay really firm in that left foot. Pressing the entire foot down, including that inner arch. Breathe. You can look up a little if this feels nice on your back. All right, so then you're very slowly going to press into this left foot. Extend the left leg nice and straight. So come onto the heel. Hopefully feeling that hamstring, right? Flex the foot. Say good morning to your hamstrings. Now I want you to think about your hips. You all have been practicing yoga for quite some time. So I want you to think about your hips here and leveling the hips out. So if that means dropping the left hip a little or pulling the left hip back and right hip forward, do that till you feel a nice level feeling in between those hips. And then breathe. Breathe into that hamstring. Allow the jaw to be relaxed. Good. Blocks can walk back, nice tall spine, or straight spine, I should say. And if you need a little bit more, you'll gently hinge at the hips. Just make sure that foot stays flexed. Everything stays nice and aligned. Awesome. Eventually you'll bend back into this left knee, dropping into those hips, into those inner thighs. That right hip flexor gets a stretch, left glute as well. Okay. So just breathe and make sure you've got those blocks under your shoulders. You can look up, give yourself a little back bend if this feels good. It's going to put weight into that right hip flexor, so you're going to feel that a little more. Beautiful. One last time. Let's straighten through the left leg. And this time I want you to scoot this left foot over to that right corner. So giving yourself this scissoring action in the inner thighs and hopefully starting to feel this IT band a bit. Make sure the foot is flexed. Now think about squaring those hips off. Left hip draws back, right hip forward. A squeezing action in those inner thighs. Whew, feeling that all the way down the leg. Keep the spine tall, chest open. Allow the release. Breathe. Good. Exhale, bend. Scooting this left foot back over, bending back into this knee. And then we're going to go ahead and come down a little bit deeper into the hips if this works for you. Heel toe that left foot out to the side. You've got your block, so bring both of them inside that left foot. And we'll come down for lizard lunge. Roll to the outer edge of that left foot if you'd like, just opening up there. Breathe. Stay up on the hands or come down onto the forearms. Again, finding gratitude, even for the sensations in the body if they're a little uncomfortable. That uncomfortable feeling just shows you where you need a little bit of extra attention. One more deep, complete breath. And then you'll slowly come back up. Heel toe that left foot back in. Straighten through the leg if you need to. And eventually bringing that left leg back. Pressing back for child's pose or downward dog, whatever feels good. Your choice. Give yourself a breath or two. Reminding yourself of your intention. And then eventually stepping the right foot forward in between those hands. So coming into a nice deep lunge on this right side. Deep bend in this knee, just make sure the knee does not pass the toes. And we're dropping into that right glute, left hip flexor. And seeing how you feel on this side. Maybe gravity's really speaking to you on this side. Keeping that chest open, have those blocks under your shoulders, and breathe. About 3 breaths. Press firm into that right foot. Inner arch, everything presses down in that foot. Beautiful. A little bit of a back bend if you'd like. Maybe look up. Release the throat. Press through this right foot, straighten the leg out, come onto the heel of your right foot. All right, feeling that hamstring, having those blocks right under your shoulders. Walk them back if you need to. And again, I want you to think about that levelness of your hip. So dropping the right hip down a little bit if you need to, or maybe drawing it back and left hip drawing forward, but you feel that hamstring. Breathe. Let it just be with the sensation. Relax through your jaw. Beautiful. One more breath. Slowly bending back into this right knee. Coming back into your deep lunge. Keeping the chest open. Maybe a little deeper back bend this time. Seeing how your body feels today. Opening it all up. One more breath, and then you'll straighten this right leg out. This time, scooting that right foot over towards the left side of the mat. So feeling that scissoring action in the inner thighs. Drawing that right hip back, left hip forward, and hopefully isolating that IT band on the side of the leg. Yeah. Hello. Hi, IT band. How you doing? Breathe. Allow the sensation. Breathe into it if you can. Whew. Again, finding gratitude for the ability to feel all that, right? Thank goodness we're not numb to the things in our body. Thank goodness we feel all the pleasures and sorrows of being alive, right? Scoot that right foot back over, bending back into that right knee, and we're going to come down slowly for our lizard lunge. So right block will walk inside that right foot, heel toe that right foot out to the outer edge of the mat. Maybe bring those blocks down a little bit lower. Taking your time and eventually finding where you need to be for your lizard lunge. Maybe even rolling to the outer edge of that right foot. Honoring where you need to be on this side. You might need to stay up a little higher. The side might be tighter. So just honor that. Relax through your jaw again. 2 or 3 more breaths. When you're ready, you will slowly press yourself back up. Bring those blocks back outside on either side of that foot. Give yourself a nice straight leg stretch for a moment. And then you'll eventually bring this right leg back, downward dog or child's pose, and breathe. I like to come into a down dog after we do that because it really just shows me how much I've stretched out my hamstrings when I can press my heels down. Right? So observe that. Maybe walking those legs out. Beautiful. Eventually those knees are going to come back down. We're going to do some stuff for the shoulders. So we're going to go ahead and turn around. We'll have our knees bent. Take my socks off. Have your feet on the mat at about hip distance apart. Now you'll go ahead and have those hands behind you right under your shoulders. And just be careful if the wrist is a little funky. You can always come up onto the fists if that works better. But fingertips are going to point in, and when you feel ready, you're going to very slowly lift the hips. Make sure you're pressing down through the feet. Just feeling, again, the entire chest opening. Feeling a bit of weight in those hands and the wrists. Slowly coming back down. Sits bones to the mat. Let's hug those knees in. You can do a little trust fall if you feel like you'd like to, so just rock back. Naturally, aligning the spine here, breaking up any tension in the back body. You might want to rock a few times here. You might feel some cracking. That's just your spine realigning itself. Beautiful, coming back up. Good morning. Are we nice and woke up now? Are we woke now? Have that left knee, hug it in, and extend this right leg straight out. Go ahead and think about the belly pressing right up to that left thigh. Keeping both sits bones down, right foot is flexed. Relax the shoulders. Take about 3 deep, complete breaths here. Just feeling this nice fold in that left side. Stimulating the descending colon here. Beautiful 3 deep, complete breaths. You'll slowly bring this left hand behind you like a kickstand. And your right arm is going to very slowly come around to hug that left knee closer in. Now, this is a pretty intense twist, but I want you to feel that twist happening in the thoracic spine, mid to upper back. Let that twist happen. Relax your shoulders. Maybe look over your left shoulder. Observe what your breathing feels like here. And one more breath. Beautiful. Slowly coming around, dropping this left knee open. Bringing this right leg out to the side. Inhale the arms up, have a nice tall spine. And we're going to exhale, forward fold. So just come forward, maybe reach the arms out or have the blocks underneath. Again, we're in that hamstring. Keep that right foot flexed and just breathe. Now you can play a little bit with walking those hands around, maybe over to that right foot. Breathing here. Again, just giving yourself the time and space to find the release that you need. A few more breaths. Before coming out, have those forearms either on the ground or some blocks and drop the head down. Release the neck. Shake the head yes or no. Feel the stretch in the back of the body as you allow the head, the crown of the head to point towards the ground. Keep those sits bones rolling to the mat. Beautiful. You might feel that stretch all along the entire back side of your body. Eventually, you will come back up to seated. Stay in this position with the legs. Left hand beside you to your left. Right arm reaches all the way up. Come roll up onto that left knee. And reach back. Feeling like a mermaid in this pose. So much expansion, so much space. Just observe how that feels. Do we love how that feels? Maybe we love the freedom in the body in this one. Eventually, those sits bones will come back down. We'll go ahead and straighten the legs out. Shake out the legs. Now, and give yourself a nice little massage for the knees, right over the kneecap. Just take the fingers like spider fingers and just massage over the kneecaps too. Messing with the movement of the kneecaps themselves, just kind of feeling how they can circle around, right? And observing that if there's tension in the legs for whatever reason, those kneecaps are not going to do what they're used to doing. I remember as a kid, I used to be able to press my kneecap all the way over and all the way back. It just had so much fluidity, right? And as we age, it happens, you know? It gets a little stiff. So just manipulate that so that you feel a little more movement there. Good. And you go ahead and shake those feet out. And this time we'll hug the right knee into our chest, extend the left leg straight out. Good. So give yourself 3 breaths here where you relax those shoulders. Draw the belly right into that right thigh. Breathe deep. Spine is nice and tall. I love this pose because it really just forces the spine to be so tall. And you feel all that space that you actually have, all that extension. Stimulating the ascending colon on this side. Just breathe. Let the breaths be nice and complete. Left foot is flexed. One more breath. Right hand will come beside you. Left arm hugs this right knee in. And twisting around to the right. Maybe looking over your right shoulder. Feeling this beautiful twist. The mid to upper back. Relax your shoulders down. One more breath. Slowly coming back around to center, dropping this right knee. Opening this left leg a little bit. Keep that left foot flexed. Spine tall. Inhale the arms up. And exhale, just forward fold. Coming down as far as you can without lifting your sits bones off the ground, right? So keep those sits bones planted. Again, you've got blocks. Use them if you need them. That's what they're there for. And giving yourself 3 to 5 breaths here, just releasing, allowing the hamstring again. Maybe you're feeling this all the way up into the glute, maybe a bit in the low back, a nice stretch here. So just see what you feel. Again, finding that gratitude for the ability to feel it. Eventually coming up onto the forearms, maybe dropping the head, releasing the neck, shake the head yes and no. Breathing into that back body. Maybe walking those hands over to the left. Feeling the sits bones anchored down. So you can really tap into all that space on the right side. Maybe even stretching as deep into the psoas. Beautiful. One more breath. Slowly walking those hands back up. Nice tall spine. Bring this right arm beside you to your right. Left arm reaches all the way up, rolling up onto that right knee. Reaching this left arm up and over. Feeling this beautiful side body stretch. Nice. One more breath. Eventually bringing those sits bones back down. Having both legs come back into the center. Shaking the legs out, massaging around those knees, kneecaps. Windshield wipering through the feet. Beautiful. Now we'll go ahead and bring those feet to the foot of the mat. You're going to slowly recline yourself back and down. Have that blanket under your head. Feeling the entire back body nice and flat. Giving yourself a moment here, letting the feet open a little so that the knees can drop in towards each other, allowing that release in the low back. Scoot the shoulder blades in so the chest is nice and open and everything feels nice and heavy and flat on the mat. And you can close your eyes and begin to roll the head from left to right. Just gently massaging the back of the head. And a nice stretch in both sides of the neck as you roll left and right. Make sure those shoulders are away from your ears. Slowing everything down. Slowly opening the knees back up, bringing the head back to a neutral position. And keeping the feet wide, dropping both knees to the right. Inhale and center, drop both knees to the left. You can bring those arms wherever it feels good. I like to cactus them or bring them under my head or above my head. Just for a nice open chest. Inhale, center, drop the knees back over to the right. Inhale, center, over to the left. Go ahead and inhale, come back to center. We're going to allow the soles of the feet to come together. And grab your blocks so that you can support your legs in this butterfly position. Good. So just allow the legs to be nice and heavy. Go ahead and make a basket above the head. Flip that basket out. Stretch the side body. Breathe deep, a nice full body breath. Exhale, press the entire back body to the mat. Good. One more breath like that. Deep inhale. And exhale, press the entire back body down towards the ground. One more breath if you'd like. And then allow the arms to find whatever position is comfortable for them. Finding yourself in your meditating position. Today's class has been all about gratitude. And as you settle into the body and into stillness, let's bring all of your attention back to your breathing. Allow the breath to fill up the body completely, to enter all the spaces, all the nooks and crannies in the body. And then exhale and release all that air out the mouth. Finding gratitude for your ability to breathe in and out, to master your own life and emotions through your breath. Allow yourself to drop deeper into a meditative state. And before I bring you into your guided meditation, I'd like to read you a little bit about gratitude. Gratitude is feeling thankful. It is an emotion of connectedness, which reminds us we're a part of a larger universe. The habit of gratitude greatly helps with feelings of inner peace, increases mindfulness, and attracts more good into one's life. Gratitude connects us to the present moment. It uplifts our spirits and feeds our hearts. Gratitude opens the heart and activates positive emotion. And when we practice gratitude regularly, it can change the way our brain neurons fire into more positive, automatic patterns. Gratitude. The habits and rituals of giving thanks have been passed down through cultures all over the world. So as you come into this guided meditation, call this feeling of gratitude into the heart and into the mind. And as we move through, and you observe gratitude, think about where you can feel it in your body. First, we'll bring your awareness to your breath as you inhale and you exhale. The fact that each of these breaths gives you life. Then you'll start to become aware of your heart beating, pulsing, filling with love and compassion and peace, and flowing that back out. Continue following the breath and bring your awareness to your eyes that let you see color, faces, smiles, nature, sunrise, the sunset, the moon and the stars, yourself in the mirror. Bring your awareness to your ears that beam in sound, music, laughter, the voices of those you love, the silence, all the other beautiful sounds of life. Bring your awareness to your nose that smells the ocean breeze, the aroma of sweet perfume, the flowers, the trees, newly cut grass, the wafting smells that come from the kitchen, cupcakes in the oven. Bring your awareness to your lips and mouth that tastes and savors and nourishes, kisses and speaks, that whispers and sings. Bring your awareness to your hands that hold and touch and caress and open and close and applaud and squeeze, that carry and hug, lift and stretch. And we mustn't forget our feet, our toes, the gift to wiggle them, to transport you to walk, run, dangle, dance, kick, fold, leap, and point. And what about your tears, your sorrow, and the strength that you seem to be able to muster to make it through each day? Now bring your awareness to your abundance, your expansion, your evolution, your perspective shifts, the affluence and flow and empathy and love and light, your ability to see growth and potential in every moment. Now just breathe and feel more grace and ease. And now experience the warmth, love, and compassion that gratitude brings into your heart. Drift your awareness to nurturing relationships in your life, the new ones and the older ones. Find gratitude for the material things that come to you unexpectedly and things that flow to you with great effort and commitment, with hard work. Think of love in your life and your connection to those things that are sweet and loving and honorable and that just feel right. And know that when we don't take life for granted, we become grateful for everything that we have, achieve, believe. So allow yourself to be still in this feeling of gratitude for the last few minutes, to breathe it in deeply, and to just let this flow through you. And allowing yourself to stay here if you'd like. If you want to close your practice with me, eventually you'll start to bring your mind back into the room. And bring some movement to your fingers and toes, sealing that gratitude in your heart, mind, and your body. Eventually, you'll close the legs and roll yourself to one side, pausing in the fetal position for a moment. Sending deep gratitude to the body, to the mind, and to the spirit. And taking this feeling of gratitude, sprinkling it with those closest to you and everyone you come into contact with. Moving through your life, through the rest of this week with a little more ease, a little more grace, a little more positive influence on those around you. Eventually, you'll start to make your way up to a comfortable seated position, allowing your head to be the last thing to come up. Spine is nice and tall, shoulders are relaxed. Inhale, reach those arms up. Palms come to prayer, drawing any last bit of love, gratitude into the heart space. I thank you for sharing your time and energy with me today. May we walk through the rest of our week with an open mind and an open heart, realizing that our true power lies in the present moment. Namaste. I hope you have a wonderful week.
That was terrific.
I'm glad it had to be gratitude, right?